All right, welcome to the Officer Tatum Show. I am your guest host, Carl Jackson, sitting in for the Officer Tatum. It's an honor and pleasure to be with you once again. I want to thank the Officer Tatum for allowing me yet again to sit behind his microphone. I want to thank Sean McConnell in my ear. We have Zach on the phones. Lou has got my back in the Orlando studio, and Forgotten Man is out there somewhere cracking the whip. Guys, this is going to be a good show. I think I'm looking forward to getting into some of the topics of today. There's several things that I do want to talk about. Obviously, the Republicans now have taken over the House of Representatives. It looks like Kevin McCarthy may be the leader. There's a little turmoil there, so we'll see whether or not it actually comes to fruition. But nonetheless, they have overtaken the House officially. That is good news. Nancy Pelosi is not even going to seek a leadership position, and that is absolutely fabulous. That's absolutely fabulous. As a matter of fact, I want to play right off the bat. I want to play a piece of audio for you. This is Nancy Pelosi saying that she will not seek re-election. I think that's reason for some applause. I'm so happy to see her go bye-bye, at least when it comes to the leadership. Yes. Adiós, Nancy. We'll see you later. Go spend some time with Paul Pelosi because he definitely needs companionship, I hear. Anyway, let's go to audio clip number 2. Let's just enjoy this audio of Nancy Pelosi saying she's not going to be the leader anymore.
There is no greater official honor for me than to stand on this floor and to speak for the people of San Francisco. This I will continue to do as a member of the House, speaking for the people of San Francisco, serving the great state of California, and defending our Constitution. And with great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress.
Man, Nancy Pelosi, adios, sayonara. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. But I do have to say this. I have to be honest when it comes to Speaker Pelosi, soon to be former Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She got the job done for the left. Listen, I disagree with her vehemently on policy, but she got the job done for the left. America is much further to the left than it was before she became leader. Remember, she was the one that helped Obama get Obamacare passed. I mean, the lady was absolutely vicious. She took no prisoners. I wish that we had Republicans that I could say the same thing about.
But we have to pass the bill
leadership.
so that you can find out what is in it.
The lady was vicious. She's helped to destroy the country. I hope that is her legacy, that she's one of the people that has helped to destroy this great country that is the United States of America. I mean, again, bringing us socialized health care, probably the most divisive leader that I've seen in my lifetime when it comes to political leadership within the Congresses. I mean, but she did get stuff done. Now, speaking of getting stuff done, I do want to talk about a group of people that haven't gotten things done, not to the level of which I hoped and I wished, and obviously I think the last time I came on here, I was hoping for a red wave. I was thinking there was going to be a red wave. The polls were absolutely wrong. I was wrong. There was a red win. We will take the House, and that has its benefits: investigations, subpoena power. We can control the power of the purse. We can use that for leverage. We don't have the Senate. We're not going to be able to stop some things that Biden wants to get through, but we are going to be able to stop a lot of things, and we are going to be able to use the power of the purse to leverage a lot of things, and I think this is absolutely good. But I do want to talk to you about this concept that I have, and I'm looking forward as well. Eric Lindrum is going to be joining us in the second hour of AM Greatness. Make sure you stay tuned for that conversation. I think it's going to be fascinating. He also works with our colleague here, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, but he wrote just a riveting column in AM Greatness that stopped me cold, got my attention, and I want to talk to him about it. We're going to do it in the second hour, and he asks the question, basically, if we just witnessed the last election. Now, listen, I don't want to freak you guys out. I don't want to scare you, but I think I think there's no listen. There's still a lot of work to be done. Let's put it that way. I'm not giving up on this country. I will take a red win. Though we didn't have a red wave, there's plenty of blame to go around. I am going to do some blaming. I know a lot of people say that it isn't helpful. I think it is helpful because you need to look at what we need to find out and just question and figure out, okay, why didn't we do as well as we should have? I do have some answers, I believe. Also, in this hour, I'm going to talk to you about the Republican Congress. The Republican Congress, the Senate. We have, what is it? Is it 12 senators? 12 senators who voted with Democrats for the Respect for Marriage Act. Now, a lot of you out there might be saying, Carl, what are you doing? What are you thinking? There's so many things to talk about. We got the FTX scandal and all this kind of stuff. Why are we harping on these social issues? Guys, I think we could have won. I think we could have won with these social issues. I think Republicans have these 12 Senate Republicans have just done a major disservice to the United States of America going along with this Respect for Marriage Act. I'll get into that a little later. But what they did is they have just successfully they've undermined our religious liberty in the United States of America. And it's unbelievable to me. They've also managed to undermine federalism. Now, a lot of people have said, hey, Carl, this isn't a big deal. There's an amendment in here that's going to stop any type of religious persecution from happening in the future. Guys, give me a break. That's not how the left works, and we absolutely should know that by now. But first, let me get into this column. There was a fantastic column written in the Federalist by Avita Duffy, and she is the daughter of the Duffy couple, their first names, Rachel Campos Duffy, and I believe it's Sean Duffy, both of them with Fox News, former Congressman Duffy. But Avita Duffy, just an excellent article from the Federalist entitled "Democrats Abuse Generation Z with COVID Insanity for Years and GOP Leaders Refuse to Campaign on It." Now, all right, Carl, the election is over. That's in the past. Let's put it behind us. No. See, here's the problem that we run into with the Republican Party. I want to, despite our frustration with some of the losses, Arizona, Pennsylvania, so on, et cetera, that we have to analyze these things. We have to figure out what the heck went wrong. The one thing that Democrats do, besides cheating, but one thing they do, you got to give them credit for, they don't leave voters behind. They do not leave stones unturned. We do. And our leadership did. I'm not happy with the leadership. I realize Mitch McConnell he has become the leader of the Senate again. I don't think it's a good idea. Nonetheless, it is what it is. There's nothing we're gonna be able to do. There's nothing we can do about that for another couple of years or so, unfortunately, except call and blow up their phones and put pressure on the Senate to make sure they fight the battles that they need to fight. And by the way, make sure you continue to support Herschel Walker. If time permits, I will talk about just a few reasons why that race is still extremely important. No, we don't get the majority out of it, but a 50-50 tie in the Senate is much better than 49-51. And I'll address that later. But first, let me get to this column. It starts off by saying this: the red wave that never was in part thanks to Generation Z voters who turned out in record numbers in the midterms and voted overwhelmingly Democrat. The Gen Z results are devastating and cost Republicans several key races. But they aren't surprising considering Republican leadership. Listen to this. This is by Avita Duffy. They absolutely had no strategy whatsoever to win over young voters. She claims Senator Mitch McConnell and Representative Kevin McCarthy, the National Republican Congressional Committee Chair, Tom Emmer, I believe, is going to be the whip. Another guy, in my opinion, that should not be in that position. Nonetheless, I digress. And the Republican National Committee Chair, Ronna McDaniel, willfully neglected Generation Z. Listen to this. Why is losing Generation Z to the Democrat Party by 28 points so upsetting? Democrats had literally spent Democrats had spent the last 2 years uniquely torturing Generation Z with ineffective and abusive COVID policies, and no one from the Republican Party came to the rescue of Generation Z. Essentially, what we've done, and I'll go throughout this column, is we left Generation Z, we left college students on the table, on the altar for Democrats for the taking. Absolutely unbelievable.